Before this video ends, there is a good chance that you will yawn. You may already feel the urge simply because you have heard the word several times. A yawn can spread through a room without a single command being spoken. One person opens their mouth, takes a deep breath, and seconds later, someone else follows. Even seeing a photograph of a yawning face can be enough. Hearing a yawn, reading about one, or merely imagining the movement may trigger the same reaction. But why does the brain copy something as ordinary as a yawn? Is it a sign of tiredness, a primitive form of empathy, or the remains of an ancient survival mechanism? Yawning itself is far older than humanity. Similar movements can be observed in many mammals, birds, reptiles, and fish, suggesting that this behavior appeared very early in vertebrate evolution. A spontaneous yawn often occurs during a change in our physical state. We yawn after waking up, before falling asleep, during long periods of inactivity, and sometimes when we are nervous or under pressure. For a long time, people believed that yawning supplied the body with extra oxygen. According to this popular explanation, we yawn when the blood contains too little oxygen or too much carbon dioxide. Experiments, however, failed to support that idea. Breathing pure oxygen did not significantly reduce yawning, while increased carbon dioxide did not cause people to yawn more often. Yawning therefore appears to be more than an emergency breath. Scientists suspect that it may help regulate alertness, prepare the muscles for activity, or briefly change blood flow and temperature around the brain. One hypothesis suggests that a yawn could act like a small cooling system. The deep inhalation draws cooler air into the mouth and nasal passages, while stretching the jaw may increase blood circulation around the skull. The evidence for this brain cooling theory is interesting, but it is not yet a final answer. Yawning probably serves several functions rather than having one simple biological purpose. Contagious yawning adds another layer to the mystery. Unlike a spontaneous yawn, it begins with information received from another individual. Your eyes recognize the stretched face, your ears detect the characteristic breath, and your brain reconstructs the observed movement. This happens so quickly that the urge can appear before you consciously think about copying it. This automatic imitation is sometimes explained using mirror neurons. These are brain cells associated with performing an action and observing a similar action in someone else. But contagious yawning cannot be reduced to a single group of mirror neurons. Brain imaging shows that several regions involved in movement, attention, social processing, and the control of impulses may participate in the response. One experiment used magnetic stimulation to study the motor cortex, the part of the brain that helps control voluntary movement. The results indicated that people with greater motor cortex excitability were also more susceptible to contagious yawning. Researchers even asked participants to resist the urge. Trying to suppress the yawn often made the sensation stronger, although it could change whether the final response became a full yawn or only a restrained movement. This helps explain why contagious yawning feels so difficult to control. Your conscious mind may decide to remain still, while more automatic motor systems are already preparing the response. However, not everyone catches a yawn. In laboratory experiments, a considerable number of people show no reaction at all, and the strength of the effect can vary from one day to another. Tiredness, attention, temperature, stress, and the surrounding social situation can all influence the result. Someone who is distracted or who barely notices the other person's face may never receive a strong enough signal. For years, contagious yawning was also described as a simple test of empathy. Some studies found that yawns spread more easily between relatives, friends, or socially connected individuals than between strangers. This led to an appealing theory. Perhaps catching another person's yawn means that the brain is automatically sharing their internal state. Young children provided further clues. Contagious yawning is much less consistent during the first years of life and generally becomes more noticeable as children develop stronger social and cognitive abilities. But the empathy explanation has an important problem. When scientists compare yawning with standardized measurements of empathy, the results are inconsistent. Some experiments find a connection, while others find little or none. A person who does not catch your yawn is therefore not necessarily cold, selfish, or unable to understand emotions. Attention may explain part of the supposed empathy effect. We naturally watch familiar people more closely, recognize their expressions more quickly, and react more strongly to their movements. Contagious yawning has also been reported in chimpanzees, bonobos, some monkeys, dogs, and several other social animals. The evidence is stronger for certain species than for others, because experiments do not always produce the same results. These observations have inspired an evolutionary explanation. In a group of early humans or animals, a yawn may have announced a change in alertness or activity without requiring a deliberate signal. If one individual became tired, restless, or ready to move, others could automatically enter a similar state. A wave of yawns might have helped the group rest together, wake together, or prepare for a change in behavior. For animals surrounded by predators, coordination could be extremely valuable. A group that shifts from resting to vigilance at roughly the same time may respond more effectively than individuals acting independently. According to this idea, contagious yawning is less like copying a facial expression and more like synchronizing biological clocks. The yawn becomes a silent message that adjusts the readiness of everyone nearby. Yet scientists still cannot point to one mechanism and declare the mystery solved. Contagious yawning is probably created by a combination of automatic imitation, motor cortex activity, attention, physical state, and social coordination. Its original evolutionary function may have been practical, but in modern life it reveals something deeper. Our brains constantly observe other people and quietly adjust our own bodies in response. A movement that begins in someone else's nervous system can cross the space between you and appear in your own body seconds later. No decision is required, and sometimes even a description is enough. So, did you yawn during this video? If you did, it may not simply mean that you are tired. It may be a small reminder that human beings are never completely isolated. Even something as simple as a breath can connect one brain to another. Subscribe to WunderAtlas World for more fascinating journeys into science, history, and the mysteries hidden in everyday life. Until the next wonder.